How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay.
This was Central C 8 years ago. This is him now.
More time I don't have no time, but I would remind me of.
Central C is one of the fastest growing artists in the world and accomplished something many from his home can't. Gained popularity in the US as a UK rapper. And he's only 25 years old. Here's how he did that. Things all started for Cinch back when he was 14 years old. Growing up with separated parents wasn't the easiest for him, but he loved being able to go visit his dad where he'd be shown the world of American hip-hop. This love for listening eventually turned into a love for creating after his friend took him to a recording studio when he was only 14. It was around this time that he quit his job as a shoe salesman and turned to selling drugs to get by, stating, "When you're coming from where I'm coming from, everybody from all walks of life, 9 times out of 10, they had to do that. It's like learning to ride a bike." And while it would take a while for things to pick up for the artist where they are now, that doesn't mean that he wasn't finding his own successes along the way. 2015 is the year he started to show face in public as a musician with his Ain't On Nuttin' remix with Jehu and the Street Heat freestyle. In 2016, he was featured on the song Spirit Bomb with a familiar face in Dave, who's arguably the UK's biggest rapper at the moment. It was when Cinch released his EP 17 that things really began to pick up. While things were picking up for him though, he was still developing his sound. However, during the COVID pandemic, he figured things out by changing his sound from that of a generic trap artist to something more introspective and real. Day in the Life released in 2020, and this is where things really began to take off for the rapper. In this song, he spoke about, well, a day in his life. It was a super wholesome and legal tale of his experiences trapping on the streets of London. He capitalized off the buzz he was receiving from this record and followed it up with Molly and Loading.
Fuck it, I don't even know what I could have done.
No, not that Molly. A few months later carried the release of Commitment Issues and marked back-to-back top 20 singles on the UK singles charts. In March of 2021, it was finally time for his debut. However, Cinch still wasn't signed to a big record label or anything and really didn't have a strong foothold in the industry, so when he self-released his debut mixtape Wild West, the success it found is shocking. Wild West managed to open to the number 2 spot on the UK albums charts and number 1 on the UK R&B charts. Things had become real for Cinch. If he didn't continue this upswing, it's very safe to say that everything could have collapsed for the young artist. In September, he returned with another single that managed to peak at number 4 on the UK singles chart and would be followed by a couple more singles before his sophomore mixtape would finally release in the following February. 2022 carried even more for Central C with his release of Dojo, which sits at over 600 million streams on Spotify and sits on the throne of his discography as what's by far his most known song. Not only did he release the song, but he also linked with Cole Bennett for the music video, and if you know anything about Cole Bennett, you will if you've seen my video on him and Lyrical Lemonade. He reaches a lot of eyes. This is the time frame of when I first heard of Cinch. Dojo was making its rounds on social media due to its outrageous hook.
My bitch is gay.
But he's also a genius with how he was able to break into the US mainstream. In September, he went on the notorious LA Leakers for a freestyle in which he spits his UK slang freestyle, where he seamlessly broke down the differences between UK and US slang, allowing for a baseline for a whole new walk of life to get interested in his music.
You call it machine, we call it a mash. Strip club and a shaking ass.
Only a couple months later, after the success brought from Doja and his freestyle, he surprise dropped his No More Leaks EP, which was then followed by his song Let Go. Let Go is amazing, and I don't just say that because it's honestly just a great song, but also because it features a sample from Passenger, and that's something I never thought I'd say would be sampled by a UK drill rapper. With 2022 wrapping up, it carried a lot of releases. Cinch gained a ton of notoriety worldwide in the music scene, and oh yeah, he also became the first UK rapper to hit 1 billion streams in a single year. 2023 wasn't necessarily as productive for Central C, but that doesn't mean it was worse. It was actually just as good for the boy. June 1st, 2023 carried the release of Sprinter, a joint single from Cinch and Dave that went on to become Cinch's second biggest song and instantly became a certified classic. This led to the duo's surprise drop of their joint EP Split Decision, which came only 3 short days later. This massive boost in popularity that Central C had gained within the last year opened a lot of doors for the artist. Not only was he named to the 2023 XXL freshman class, but he also signed to Columbia Records, shared an On the Radar freestyle with Drake that reached number 80 on the Billboard charts,
Anita Maxwin.
and he also starred alongside Jungkook in The Kid Laroi for the Kid Laroi song Too Much. There's still a lot left in store for Central C. After all, his meteoric rise has taken place within only the past 2 years. He's 25, and on top of that, it seems he only grows more with every release. What's more is he's managed to escape the confines of the UK and has a worldwide stage in front of him to shine on, and he's been doing just that. From working with Dave and the UK rappers like D-Block Europe to going mainstream with Jungkook, The Kid Laroi, and Drake, I think it's safe to say that things won't be slowing down for Sench anytime soon. Also, this dude can model. I'm so untalented compared to some of these people, it's actually fucking insane.